Maybe juniors are different. So something like that. I don't know. They'll get it figured out.
You have like 10 classes or whatever. 10 electives.
She said the
Okay.
percent doesn't matter as long as you have 14 classes.
Okay, here we go. All right. Back in trig, we had y equals a sine of b times x minus c plus d, basically, right? Well, all we're going to do in this class is replace this with like a log. A log of b, x minus c plus d. Okay? So a, what'd the a do to it? It's a stretch vertically. What does the b do to it? Stretch horizontally. What does the c do it? Shift. And this is right, because a negative c shifts right. What does the d do? Shift up. So if it's a minus d, it shifts down. If it's plus c, you shift right. Notice how the b is on the outside of the parentheses. That's very important, as I will show you in a minute here. Okay. So here's 4 graphs that you're going to pull into the right areas. What, you want this back? There. How about that? So you can finish writing it down. All right. Okay. So here's 4 graphs that you're going to have to match. Yes, you could type this into your graphing calculator, get the answer, and not learn anything. You know that the log of x graph, you learned a little earlier today, the log of x graph goes something like this. Okay? So the log of x plus 4, we'll attack this one first. Moves this graph where? To the left 4. That one goes there. The log of 4 minus x. Well, the log of 4 minus x is the same as the log of negative 1 times x plus 4, or x minus 4, excuse me, because the 4 is positive there, becomes negative here. So if you factor out a negative 1, it becomes this. Factoring out a negative 1 does what? It's a horizontal shift, which basically reflects it around the y-axis. A negative 1 pulled out reflects around the y-axis. What does this minus 4 do? Shift to 4 to the right. Okay, so this one reflects around the axis and is shifted 4 to the right from the original one. Then the natural log, let's just graph the natural log really quick. Y equal on, y equals clear. The natural log of x, its graph looks kind of like that. Basically, it's like that. This is the ln of x. Okay? So, negative out front does what to it? Flips it around the, flips around x axis. And then this minus 2 moves 2 to the right. So it's flipped down, move 2 to the right. That would be this one. 7 minus x, negative ln, negative 1 times x minus 7. So this flips around the x-axis. This flips around the y-axis. And this moves it 7 to the right, which is that one. Flips around, because it takes this, flips around the x, flips around the y, and then moves 7 that way. Okay, so you'll be doing some of that today. Okay, so what does this do? Flips around the y. Because if you factor out it to the outside, it just affects this. So it's really ln of negative x minus 2. That flips around the y-axis. And then this minus 2 down 2. Because it's on the outside of the parentheses. Okay, so they'll give you the ln graph. You just have to move it from there. Okay, so then they'll give you something like this. How many things do you do? Well, this negative flips it around the y-axis. And this plus 2 does what? Up 2. And then you graph it. So when you get down to ones like this, the 4 does what? Vertical stretch of 4. Because it's log of 5 minus k, we should go log of negative 1 times x minus 5 minus 3. So the negative 1 does what? That reflects around the y-axis. Minus 5 to the right, 5. Minus 3, down 3. So there's those answers, and then you do the final graph over here. Okay? All right. And then the common log of 12, you'll just type the log of 12 into your calculator and write down the answer. Okay? So there's only 8 questions on the second part, but they deal with graphs, so it will take you a little bit. We get out of here at 56. It's 39 right now. That gives you 17 minutes, and I will put it out there right now so there's no time wasted. On Wednesday, we'll review for the quiz that you're having after we get back from spring break. So Wednesday is just a quiz review, and you have all of spring break to do the practice quiz 17 times to get ready for that Monday quiz after spring break. You're going to forget everything? Not when you practice your quiz 17 times. Yeah, you might forget to practice for the quiz.